It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's all right. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out Podcast, episode 467. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe, recovering from our Chicago trip. It's crazy how much...
One day.
We just drove up there and back. Like,
I feel recovered from that, but I feel like life is just really lifing right now. Like, there's just a lot going on
yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
But it was definitely worth it. We had fun seeing Sam.
It was so nice to
Yeah.
see Sam. What a treat. And to see Christine, who was there moderating.
Yes.
And she did a wonderful job. We talked about it in depth in our bonus
Patreon,
episode
yeah.
last week. So if you want to hear all the details, definitely make sure you check that out. But it was a great event, and it was really cool to see Sam get to have his moment. Like he's so excited and thrilled about all of this, and
Yeah.
I think it feels very surreal for him right now.
For sure.
And it's so nice to see somebody so humble and sweet do so well, and like watch them in real time be like, I did that?
Yeah.
It's really cute. It's really cute. And
Yeah.
like, because like it's not as much fun when it's somebody who's like, I'm so awesome.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, so hopefully one day I will be fully recovered from the drive up and back. It's 5 hours each way. So that was, and I did the driving.
I feel like that's not really what took you out. I think what took you out is the fact that you worked on Sunday from 7 a.m.
I forgot about that.
till 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be what you're actually recovering from.
That makes more sense. The 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it really was
Yeah.
the 1-2 punch. Yeah. So I do think that's more of what's going on here than just the drive to Chicago.
I used to be able to do that.
Well,
What happened?
you turned 50.
5.
Oh.
It's sad to look back on 50. Like,
50.
I was just a pup. So what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Well, we're going to talk about the fire that happened underneath Peloton Studios.
Yes.
We are going to talk about these really cool badges getting a fresh look.
Yeah.
We are also going to talk about a very big deal in London with Peloton
Yes.
restoring classes on Sunday. This is a huge deal.
Yes.
And then we're actually not sure what caused it, but all of a sudden people got tons and tons of points on Club Peloton. So we're going to talk about that. Peloton's Irish exit. I mean, that is appropriate on so many levels.
Thank you.
I love that.
That was my little addition to that story.
Yeah. And then we just had Peter Stern was just at the Baird 2026 Global Consumer Tech Services Conference. I haven't watched the recording, so
Yeah.
I don't have much to say other than to say that it happened.
It occurred.
And then Peloton hiring data scientists. And boy, do people have a lot to say.
Oh, goodness.
People are so people-y, And then
I have noticed.
And then we also have tons of news about instructors. Sam Yo not only has his book, but he had big news about his book. Not to mention Callie Gullickson, when she's going to be back on the schedule, what Tunde was a part of this week, Alex Toussaint, what he was up to, not to mention who all was involved at High Rocks. And we have tons of content to get into and make sure that we highlight as well.
Awesome. Well, before...
We also have a special tease at the end that I forgot completely
that's
about. 'Cause
right.
this will be airing on June 5th.
Yes.
And I know we recorded it a little bit ago.
We did.
So not top of mind.
I was still awake back then.
Right.
I was young and not run down.
So do you want to talk about what that's going to be?
Sure. The Spin Wars documentary that's coming out. And we sat down with the producer, director of that documentary.
And we got to watch it.
And
ahead of time.
they were kind enough. We did not have to go to Tribeca because it has not occurred yet.
Yes.
But they were kind enough to send us a review link. My movie review credentials finally
paid off.
Finally benefit the clip out 9 years in. So I appreciate your patience, Crystal. It's all coming to fruition, your master plan. And but they were kind enough to send us a screener link, so we actually got to see the movie.
Yeah.
It's really good.
We're not allowed to say yet.
Oh.
We're still under
embargoed?
We're still embargoed.
Oh,
we're
sorry.
Embargoed till June 9th.
It's okay. Does that fix it?
I think you're just not supposed to say too much.
Okay.
You know, we're not supposed to give any
Gotcha.
You know, so we can't talk review in
Yes.
this interview, and we don't talk review in this interview. But it's the whole, like, guys, this story. Whew, okay, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
But having the interview and hearing how Phil got involved in this whole thing.
Yeah.
And how the documentary and like his perspective on it is fabulous. It's great.
Yeah, like it's not super Peloton focused. It is in that
The documentary is not.
right, in that the documentary covers what led up to the creation of Peloton, and then you get some Peloton in the last 30 minutes. But if you want to kind of see where Spin was at that led to the creation of Peloton, think of it as like a prequel to the existence of Peloton. And it is a fascinating story. It's along the lines of like, even if you don't care about that stuff or you think you don't care about that stuff, it's a fascinating story, just the drama that unfolds in the same way that like the Lisa Frank documentary was fascinating,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like it's like, I don't really care about trapper keepers with unicorns on them.
I do.
But
They're dear to my heart.
no, I totally get it. Like,
but I get what
I've
you're saying.
got
Yeah.
the boy version of those things.
You don't
right?
you don't have to be involved
Yeah.
to know, like, or to enjoy it and enjoy the story and how it unfolds. And you will have some very strong feelings when you
Yeah.
watch it. And especially when you know who Marion is and you know her part in Peloton, which we will talk more about.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to kind of do this in stages. So today's stage will be giving you a little preview into the entire interview. The entire interview is an hour long.
Right.
And one of my favorite interviews we've ever done.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So you're going to get a 15-minute sneak peek today.
Yeah.
And then while we are on vacation, on June 19th, you are going to get the full thing uncut. And that is going to be our episode for the week because I'm not going to record
Yes.
that week, which I'm really excited about.
And if you're not, then I'm not.
Okay.
I decided to take a stand.
That's true.
The
That's good, babe.
Our corporate overlords approached us.
Yeah.
Approached me.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes
Yeah.
and said, I know Crystal's going to be out that week, but
Right.
what do you think about just doing one by yourself? And I said, absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, babe.
Yeah.
Like you were really right there with me.
I am. I am. So you are welcome.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, so in 2 weeks, you will get the full interview. Tickets are available now. We'll also mention that at the end.
I highly recommend that you go. Like,
Yeah.
if you, like, guys, I can't express this enough. If you are in the New York area or anywhere close to it that
Yeah.
you can, like, get in by train,
I believe they call it the tri-state area.
the tri-state area.
Yeah.
If you are in the tri-state area, I cannot recommend enough that you go to this because there is no guarantee that this is ever going to be seen outside of Tribeca Film Festival.
Right. Like, not everything gets acquired. And
No, I mean,
so-
and we hope it does. We
Yeah.
hope it does because, like, it's good and people need to see it. But what I can tell you is that the tickets are very affordable
Mm-hmm.
and they are still open. And a little birdie told me that there's going to be some special guests on opening night, June 9th.
Yeah.
So, and tickets are still available. They were yesterday.
Right.
So I just, like, go do yourself a favor and get the ticket. Like, just get the ticket and go. They are very affordable. And then also tell me all about it because I can't be there.
Yeah.
So
So
let me live vicariously through you.
Yes. So, okay. Now,
Oh, sorry.
before we get to all the rest of it, shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple
yeah.
Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us while you're there. Follow us, maybe leave a review. You can also find us on Patreon. If you would like to support us with more than your ears, we would love that, and we appreciate those who do greatly. But you get things for your money.
Yeah.
It is not just a donation. You get ad-free episodes, you get early episodes, and every week a bonus episode where we talk about all the things that we didn't have time to get to in the main episode. This week we're going to talk about a new way to look at calories.
Okay.
That a new study, a small study, but a new study that reveals that maybe people process calories differently, and they have thoughts as to why.
Okay.
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 A stack glitch that is affecting people.
Yes.
And Ally Love in Germany talking about the rebuild.
Yeah.
So that's and more is all awaiting you over in the Patreon for a paltry $5 a month.
You didn't put in the one that I suggested? I sent to you yesterday via text?
Oh, I have not added that one yet.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, we can. Well, what was it again? Remind me.
I don't know. That was yesterday. I just know
Like,
that.
I just want to mock you for forgetting, but I don't remember either.
Exactly.
This is a window into our marriage right here. That's the real reason people tune in. Is everything okay over there? Everything is great over here. So anyway, there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Peloton in the news.
For years, over a decade, Peloton has lit a fire under its members. And finally, New York City returned the favor.
Wow. Well, I guess that is true. Sorta. Yeah, so there was a fire in the Amtrak station overnight. So Thursday into early Friday morning this past week. And because the train stations are underground in the New York area, they call it the subway.
Oh, okay. Ooh, you were like a local.
I know.
I feel like.
And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know that this actually is technically the subway because it's the train station, and they do call them different things.
Yes.
Because there's the subway, which only is like for New York area.
Right.
And then there's the trains.
Which branches out.
Into like, they have like Lear, and I mean, people who are like from New York are like, shut up.
Yes.
You're
butchering this.
And I know that. I was just saying that technically this was a train.
You're like, I know I'm probably wrong. Please don't yell at me.
Technically not a subway. But regardless, both of those take place underground. And because of that, where the fire occurred, all the smoke came up into the studio. And it was impossible for anyone to work in there, let alone work out in there. And so they had to wait for the smoke to clear. When they first reported it in the morning, they were hoping they were going to be able to do classes like later on in the day.
Right.
But it turned out they had to cancel classes for the entire day, which is a real bummer.
Yeah. I wonder how much apparel they just had to pitch.
I know, right? And what are they going to do with it? Like, will they just pitch it, or will they try to, like, you know, sell it for real cheap?
Yeah. It's probably not worth the effort.
Will
Will
the employees take it home and like try to sell it on eBay?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Find it a Foster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the casualties of this, there were no actual casualties within Peloton.
Which is why we can be so lighthearted.
Yes, that's why. Yeah. But one of the casualties was that Rad Lopez had a brand new first time ever teaching a 60-minute strength class.
Yeah. Nope.
Canceled. And, you know, it's listen, it is so... I'm glad everybody was safe, and I'm glad that they made the decision. It was the right call to like close the studios.
Sure.
In fact, I think some of the studios were still closed throughout the weekend. They couldn't do some of the classes in the yoga studio and stuff. But it was a real bummer because people who come in from out of town, you plan on these classes. And, you know, sometimes you make an entire trip about going to Peloton, and then to have that happen is just such a bummer. Like, it's no one's fault. It's not like there's anybody to be mad at. It's just a bummer if that's you, you know, and that sucks.
And Rad should have just taught that from his apartment like COVID.
Just go back to COVID times.
Yeah. Come on, Rad. Get it together. And also moving forward in yoga, downward dog, now downward Dalmatian.
Oh. Wow.
You're welcome. This is what I bring to the show. So, there you go. Moving along.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Milestone Badges get a fresh look and new targets.
They do. And it's interesting because the badges have lasted. I mean, these badges have been around forever, right?
They're very durable.
And they all of a sudden increased them to not 5,000, not 2,000. They increased them to 10,000. People have been asking for this for years.
Sure.
You remember Laura Pug?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like this is Laura Pug's fault.
Well, but not really, because if it was for Laura Pug, it should probably be 20,000.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, she hit 10,000 years ago.
That's fair.
Years
Yeah.
ago. This past week, when we were in Chicago, we ran into Nancy Nielsen, and she Packers fan is her leaderboard, and I'm sure she'll be very excited. I remembered that, and so Nancy was mentioning to me she had just had her 6,000th ride, and she was so excited, and we chatted about that, and then she messages me and she's like, "Did you see this? Like, I didn't get a badge the other day when I did the ride, but since then they've added rides.
Yeah.
Like, they've added new badges. So yeah, now they go all the way up to 10,000, which for most people is plenty. I was pretty depressed by how gray my area is. And
I feel like that every time I look in the mirror.
and they also did that for all modalities. So you have up to 10,000 across strength, yoga, running, all of it. It's
Right.
not just for cycling. In addition to that change, they also added a whole bunch of badges for streaks. So now you can go up to, I think it's like 7 or 8 years, maybe it's eight or 9 years that you go up to having a streak.
Okay.
So you used to not get badges past like 2 years. And
So
now
for people who like to run naked.
yes, it's that. Exactly. Exactly. But people who have these really long streaks, they were super bummed because they weren't getting new badges every time they hit a new
For sure.
milestone.
Yeah, that would
And
be frustrating.
So, yeah. So like now finally the badges have caught up with people who have these amazing streaks.
For most people. I'm sure there are still people out there that are way past it that are just like,
of course. Of
this
course.
isn't fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's all the people who lost their streaks
Yeah.
recently because they used
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they like synced it through Garmin, or maybe they synced it through something else and then found out it doesn't count and then lost their streak.
Here's my message for those of you who have streaks way beyond this or deserve badges way beyond this.
Okay.
You're immortal. You've worked out so many times.
You're just going to live forever.
You've done it.
Yeah.
You've
that's
made it.
You,
You're immortal.
You beat the thing.
Yeah, so
I do
that's
have
your
to
badge.
say, I had a person comment, and I was hesitant to mention this because I think, I don't know, this is a lot. This
Yeah.
is not something I would bother to do,
Mhm.
but I'm just going to throw it out there in case somebody hasn't thought of it.
Okay.
You can go into your phone and reset the date to the date that your streak ended. Play a class. It will reset your streak, and then you can put your phone back to its normal procedure, and now your streak is restored. Voila.
But you will always know that you didn't really have that streak.
Well, no, I'm talking about for people who did have the streak.
Oh, I see. This is a life
I
hack
would
for
never
people.
encourage people
Okay.
to like. That's just like,
Yes.
what is wrong with you that
Yeah.
you need to do that? Like, I don't even understand what.
Yeah,
like,
but they're out there.
I know they
They're
are.
out there.
Uh,
Hey, man, I lost like a 4-year streak on tonal.
I know you did.
And I'm just like, well, that's just what happened. That's the
right.
reality of the situation.
But like, you truly didn't work out
yeah.
because we were on vacation.
Right.
So
No.
I'm saying this is for people who did work
who
out.
did, but the sync somehow screwed it
Yes,
up.
yes.
There is a fix, but only utilize this.
Well, it's
if you
just
truly deserve
I
it.
also need to say that like I have done this going forward on my phone before, and it jacks with your calendar and other things.
Yeah.
So like,
There's
look.
a price to pay.
And I am not responsible for anything that goes wrong in your calendar because my calendar is like my Bible. I can't live without it. So if you mess something up doing this, I do not want to hear about it. It
Yeah.
is you are taking your own risk.
Go get a burner phone like you're in the mob. Like it's The Wire. Reset
Wow.
the time on your pager.
What year was that show?
The Wire?
Yeah.
I think it was it's the early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess they still would have had pagers.
Well, if I remember right on the show, pagers were already kind of antiquated, but that's why they were using them.
Oh, okay. To get around.
To get it,
Yeah.
because they knew that the cops weren't paying as much attention to pagers anymore as they
Gotcha.
were mobile phones. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
But it's been a minute since I've watched The Wire, so just a minute.
Just a minute.
Yeah. Good news for those of you over in the UC or those planning to travel thereof.
Yeah.
PSL has restored Sunday classes. They've heard your demands. You threw tea in their harbor, and we know how they react to that. And you got it.
It's you know what I love about Peloton is that they listen to their members. You know, I honestly didn't think this was going to happen. Like
I
I was a naysayer. I was
They were like, we saw the data, and you
guys weren't showing up.
You can say it all you want that you'll show up, but you weren't, and
Yeah.
so we're not gonna.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a little surprised as well.
I really am. But I will say that I feel like this will invigorate people's, trips to
Yeah.
London and to be able to do it. So what they had done, for those of you who are like, what are you talking about? Because if you haven't been to London and you're not taking London classes, maybe you're not even noticing that this
Right.
happened. But what had happened was they had taken live Sunday classes off the schedule. And not only did they take them off the schedule, they replaced them with these 4-year classes. And so you could go in and take a pre-recorded class together with your friends in the foyer of a strength or something like
Right.
that. And people were just like, dude, it was really ill received.
It was like whatever the British version of a sad trombone is.
Yeah. And then they also are putting some classes in. So now they're going to have live classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's huge. Member classes are going to be able to be booked Friday through Sunday. Also huge. They're still keeping their studio-led run clubs, their community run clubs, and they are still keeping the 4-year classes because some people still enjoy
Some people
those.
liked them.
So all of those are being kept, which is great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, coming up after this, we're going to talk legend status and things that could be affecting it or that did affect it. We'll talk about Peloton's Irish goodbye, more news for the UC, and we'll keep you up to date on where the CEO has been. So stick around.
The Clip Out.
The Apple Health Sync has been affecting people's legend status, and I presume other statuses as well.
Well, we don't actually know that it's Apple Health that did it. It's
Okay.
completely, we are just kind of guessing.
Sure.
That's one thought. But I will say I have debunked that already because people have reached out and said, I don't have Apple Health. So I don't even have an Apple phone. So
Right.
it couldn't be that. But just to give you an example of how much things changed. Okay. So just last week, I had 232 points to go until I reached legend status.
You were already a legend to me.
Thank you, babe.
That's just,
Or as they say now, what is it? This you do this.
I don't know.
You're not supposed to do this anymore though, because if you do this, now AI can take your fingerprints.
Oh.
That's a whole separate story.
No, I didn't realize.
But at any rate, so I was 232 points away from legend status, and then I got a message from Katie Norris, and she said, I just became a legend and I just checked yours and so did you. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I had a bunch of points added. They just came from nowhere and I think yours did too. So I pulled up my account and sure enough, now I'm 5,000 points over legend. And so I kind of looked.
So now she's mad there isn't a higher status.
No, not at all.
She's like, I want to be super legend.
No, not at all. I'm not that person. They're out there though. But I started looking through because it tells you how you got points. So I started looking through. There's nothing that stands out.
Yeah.
I can't tell what they I don't know what they did. I
Yeah.
can't figure it out. And the reason we jumped to Apple Health was that because recently activities had started to sync and continue your streak, right? We thought maybe, that had changed
Yeah.
what was going on.
It's a logical place to land.
Right. But then what doesn't make sense with that is that it seems to be lots and lots of points and it seems to be for everyone. And it goes back. Like if I look back now, I would have become legend back in January. So there's no way to tell where these points came from.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like you go all the way back in time and it's activities that I didn't get properly credited for at the beginning,
Right.
or I don't know what it is. I really don't know. But I thought the whole thing was just kind of fascinating.
It would be interesting to see if it's affecting people who have been around longer disproportionately, like, because that does make me wonder if it wasn't scraping back far enough.
But some people were like legend years and years ago.
Right.
So I don't think
But
it's that.
I thought maybe those people had done enough to where even if that stuff dropped off, there was so much of a cushion.
Yeah, that's possible.
That they were fine. You
Yeah,
know?
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's kind of fascinating. So if you are, curious about this, go check out your points. You can do it by just going into your profile, clicking on where the gym is, and then clicking on new points available, and then it'll give you a breakdown. It's also good to know for people who are looking for sales, because your discount goes up 5% on apparel every time you increase. So now
Oh no.
I get 25% off, and it stacks with any sale items. So just saying.
This would probably be a good time to remind people about our Patreon. We're just $86 a month.
You too.
Can buy leggings for Crystal. That is not where the money goes.
That is not where the money goes. It goes to our writers.
Yeah. So Peloton is exiting Ireland.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I completely forgot this was a thing.
Yeah.
I totally forgot we entered the business in Ireland.
And we can say because we own like 3 shares of stock.
Yeah. And, I just kind of do that all the time anyway. But, there was a Cork office that started to get wound up. They started to do all the things. And they actually started to put this together in 2021. And they were looking at the time for office space up to 700 workers in Cork. So they never increased, that never came to fruition. And so actually there hasn't been a Peloton presence in Ireland for 4 years.
Oh.
But they officially took it off the register. So
Gotcha.
it's an official exit now.
Oh, I see.
So it really it's really funny that things that people find interesting or will click on, because this article got a ridiculous amount of clicks. And I thought that was fascinating because they never really did anything in Ireland.
Right.
They haven't been there for 4 years. So it's kind of a nothing burger.
Right.
But so many people read it. And I think there's just so many people that are just kind of worried all the time that Peloton's going to go under, that any sign of that, they kind of glob onto. But it's kind of, I don't know. The whole thing's just interesting to me.
Yeah.
And so.
So CEO Peter Steren will be appearing at the Baird 2026 Global Consumer Technology Services Conference. Oh, my word.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, this has already taken place.
Gotcha.
But I haven't listened to the recording. It just took place yesterday. It's not like it was
Okay.
extremely far in the past.
Yes.
There will be, you can get the replay on their website if you would like to listen to it. At some point, I have no idea when, I will do the thing where you can listen and record it and get the transcript and all that good stuff. Until then, I don't have much to say about it. But, there's usually some interesting things that come out of this. There's usually some insight. And Peter Steren seems to say a lot. So would not surprise me.
So thank you to that Peter Steren.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if there's something interesting to hear here.
Peloton now hiring.
Peloton is looking for data scientists, or I think specifically one data scientist, but you would presumably have to look at multiple of them in order to find the one, not unlike dating.
That's true. I'd say that's for every position that you would hire for a company. And it's this particular data scientist position would be focused on habit formation and engagement analytics. So specifically trying to create members for life. And what I find hilarious about this is every single person that felt the need to comment and say something to the effect of, It's real simple, Peloton. You don't need a data scientist. All you need to do is blah, blah, blah. Now, the interesting thing about this is every single one of those people had a different blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so maybe
it's not quite as simple as you think.
Exactly. Yeah. And there were multiple people that said, fix your live class schedule. But what does fix your live class schedule mean? That's so unique to each person and each time zone that you live in.
Right.
I'm so tired of hearing about the West Coast people. Like, it's been an issue for years. I'm not saying they don't actually have an issue.
Right.
But like, trust me, it's no better in Central Time Zone.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to take. It's just, it depends on what your lifestyle is and whether or not you want to change your lifestyle to be on this live schedule. The days of having 8 bike classes a day or 14 bike classes a day are over.
Yeah.
I don't know that they'll ever change that. I don't know that they want to change that.
Yeah.
I don't know that the instructors specifically want to change that.
And we've seen for years that, like, people who love live classes love them and they're very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
But from a data standpoint, people take the on-demand.
They do. I mean, you can check yourself if you don't believe that. Go and look how many people are on a live class and then go look at that same class later and see how many people have taken it since then.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge. It doesn't really matter what class it is either.
No.
So, yeah. Anyway, I just kind of found that fascinating because this got so much interaction. Most of the people were just saying how dumb it was that Peloton was taking the time and money to put into this when they could be putting that time and money into more live classes or more whatever they thought that Peloton should be spending their money on.
Whatever their pet project would be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was amusing to me.
Instructors in the news.
Sam Yo made the USA Today Bestsellers list.
He did, and I have to say it was a pretty special moment because when he found out about it, we were in Chicago, and Christine was, again, moderating the event, and she was handed a note, and she was like, oh, guys, Sam, be prepared to clap, everybody. And then she was like, no, really, be prepared to clap. This is big. And
Like, Christine, it doesn't take a lot of preparation.
I was like, what do you want me to
clap.
do? Like put
what?
my hands in clap position?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to ready
I
myself.
mean, I could pretty much clap at a moment's notice unless I'm holding a beverage.
Plus, I'm a woo girl, so even if I'm clapping, I'm gonna woo.
It really was discriminatory against the woo girls.
I mean, I think
to
a little
focus
bit.
solely on the clapping.
Yeah, I feel like this was an appropriate woo.
Yeah.
You know, and so she announced that he had become a USA Today bestseller. He was on the list, and the way that he just sat there in shock.
Yeah.
He was stunned. He was so stunned, and I think the man is so sleep deprived. He had been in 4 different cities in 4 different days.
Yeah.
Multiple time zones, of course. And he was like, wait, what? Really? Are you sure? He was like, are you sure this is happening? And Christine stood up to give him a hug, and he was just so stunned. It was really cool to see that moment and how thrilled he was once it started to sink in that it was real.
Yeah.
Congrats to Sam.
He's like, let me update my LinkedIn. They can't take that back.
They can't.
You only got to do it once.
I need to do my review of the night because there were some fun moments there, and it was a special time. And there's also we got some possibly exclusive news too.
Yeah.
So got to share that as well.
For sure. Callie Gullickson back on the schedule.
She is, yeah. So not only is she going to be officially back on the schedule, but then keep in mind that because she lives in Miami, that also means she's coming to New York to teach classes. So that's happening in June. So we will see those of you who are Callie fans, you will see her on the schedule soon. And if you're trying to take a class with her, now is the time to do that.
Tunde took part in Miami Swim Week.
She did. And so a few things happened here. There was her coffee and chill appearance that we talked about last week, but she also walked the runway with other stars such as Lizzo. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then funny enough, because Alex was also in Miami, he was in the crowd. Alex Toussaint was there to cheer her on and put that on his socials too. So Tunde is really having a moment, and it's really lovely to see how much she's enjoying it.
For sure. Speaking of Alex, he partnered up with Mercedes at Eastside Golf during US Open Week. This got very sportsy for me.
And it was in Miami, so this is where all the stuff happened
Sure.
at once. And
I believe it's pronounced Miami.
who knew that he played golf? I've never seen him talk about it.
Yeah.
I've never seen him post about it. So, like, we had to do an article about it because we were like, this man plays golf?
Yeah.
Since when? Like, what other hobbies does he have that we don't know about?
Stamp collecting.
Let's stalk him and find out. I'm kidding. Nobody stalk him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was a big Peloton week in Miami this week.
Sure. So another High Rocks is coming up, or came up, and lots of people from the Peloton shared universe were there.
Yes, there were. So, of course, Peloton instructors are teaching High Rocks now. So there are
Yes.
several High Rocks instructors. Robin was there. Logan was there. And darn it, who was the other person?
Andy Spear.
Andy Spear, thank you. Was also there, and they were all competing. I believe this isn't a full list. I'm pretty sure Marcel Dinkins also did it. And I want to say there might have even been another person. I know for a fact, though, Mariana was there cheering everyone on because that woman shows up for everybody in her life. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Because the Peloton crew does a lot.
They do.
So for her to show up for everybody's things, they better show up for her at her shit because she sure shows up for them.
That she does.
But anyway, what a great time that everybody appeared to have. And I know there were a lot of Peloton community members also taking place in the High Rocks, some for the first time. And they had, of course, special High Rocks events. If anybody has any memories of that you would like to share, I would love to hear about how those events went as well.
Coming up after this, we're going to talk content, all the classes that you should be paying attention to so you don't miss a thing. So stick around.
New content.
It is time for the TCO Top 5. You have told us your favorite classes, and now we will agree. First up, your favorite multi-instructor ride.
Okay, so this was the 45-minute British Summerfest Move as One class, specifically the cycling class, because there were multiple of them.
Got it.
But what's really cool about this is that for the first time ever, Susie Chan was off the tread and on the bike.
Oh.
And that was very cool. Also, John Hosking was also on the bike. Now, he has
Heard of him?
He met him.
Yeah.
He has done a couple of bike classes, but the feedback was amazing. Marissa Zook said, I love the British Summerfest Move as One ride. I don't often take 45-minute cycling classes, but this one was approachable and flew by. Plus, I loved having multiple instructors. I occasionally take walking classes on my walking pad, so it was fun to see some of the tread instructors I don't normally take classes with. I love that.
That's the whole point.
But multiple people did nominate this class. Apparently, it was a winner. I have to say, the Brits by far, do these multiple instructor classes so well. They really seem to enjoy each other, and it comes across very well over camera. So I highly recommend that you take this class.
Number 2, your favorite reflection ride.
So this was also on 5:30. It was the 30-minute reflection ride taught by Christine. And this is really cool. Robin Luthi said that she enjoyed the reflection ride from the past weekend, stacked with her 10-minute mental health recovery ride. Her reflection ride was insightful. And she shares about her recent experience moderating Sam Yo's book signing in Chicago. So I need to take that class just because I want to relive that night a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's really cool to have her chat about that.
And I really hope Robin Luthi's leaderboard name is I Love Luthi.
Well, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I think she's told me because she has actually just recently been added to our tipster list.
Oh.
She is on the prowl for tips. And so I don't know Robin very well yet. My guess is she's told me her leaderboard name and I can't remember. But if not, I want to hear it.
Number 3, your favorite Power Zone ride.
Okay, so this was taught by Christian Vandeveld, and it was also taught on May 30th. It was a big day for classes, May 30th. So 60 minutes. Wendy McKinney-Gibbs says this class was tough, but just when you're ready to slump, he busts out Shipping Up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys. Super fun class. It went by quickly and was a great workout. You don't hear a lot about the Dropkick Murphys, so I just enjoy that anybody includes them anywhere.
Number 4, your favorite birthday ride.
So Benny Adami celebrated his birthday this week, and in classic Benny style, also taught this on May 30th. Like I said, it's a big day for classes.
Everybody's trying to sneak it in for the end of the month and get paid.
I don't think that's how it works.
That's totally how it works.
Well, he had a Schlager ride. It was with all of his confetti riders. They all came in to celebrate his birthday, and he knocked it out of the park with both rides singing "You've Got a Friend in Me" in German and letting us know he is our #1 fan forever. Both rides, because he also had a disco ride just before that. Both rides, Benny brings the studio energy that we have come to know and love from him. And that was submitted by Sparkly 813. But Jesse K also loved this class and said that celebrating his birthday with the confetti riders was such a special experience, and Benny's live singing performance gave me the goosebumps.
And then finally, number 5, the class so difficult you dare not stack it. We call it an unstackable. It's a climb ride.
It's a climb ride with Olivia. This was taught on 5/28 and nominated by Oliver Long. He said that he has to call out Olivia's climb ride for an absolute brutal workout. This is one of those rides that felt pure Peloton and reminded me why I fell in love with the platform. A glorious playlist and nothing but motivation from Olivia with the space to grow towards the summit. One to go back to and race yourself, but definitely not for a few days after.
Taking a look at this week at Peloton, we've got Brandi Carlisle classes.
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of different classes. We're kicking off Pride with it being Pride Month. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of a mixture of artist series, but also Pride. And this one is going to be specifically taught by Mariana Fernandez. There's a 30-minute yoga flow, and that's going to be all Brandi Carlisle music. There's also going to be a walk with Maddie on June 4th, and that's all going to be Brandi Carlisle as well. There's also going to be a live DJ ride with Cody on June 5th. And that is going to be a live DJ class. That's not Brandi Carlisle, but just Pride in general.
Gotcha.
So lots to look forward to in June.
And there is bunches of stuff for Pride.
There is a ton of stuff coming up for Pride. There are classes that we know that are going to be on demand, but there are also classes coming up that will be live throughout the month. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a Chapel Roan bar class that's going to be on June 3rd. So by the time you're hearing this, it'll be out 5:30 p.m. And then Share Row, taught by Katie Wong, is going to be that day as well. Not to mention, there are encore classes coming up from past years that we will see on the schedule. There's also a special invite-only Pride class that's coming up as a yoga flow with instructor Zacharias Nedjetsky, and that is going to be in celebration of Pride Month. We don't have a date or a time for that yet. It's not open for general registration, but we will keep you updated when we find out more. So lots to look forward to for Pride Month. And I'm hoping there's also a very special, beautiful new Pride badge for this year.
Oh, cool.
It's really pretty. I'm hopeful that might mean maybe we'll get some Pride clothes. We haven't had a collection in years.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's June 3rd and we haven't seen anything says probably not. But I was hopeful.
Yeah.
So.
We talked about it earlier, but all the British Summerfest classes are live.
Yeah. So not only the cool ride that showed up in the TCO Top 5 this week, but there's more. There's going to be 2-for-1 strength that has Ben and Jocelyn. And actually, I'm pretty sure somebody told me there's more than just Ben and Jocelyn in the strength. And then there's a stretch with Jermaine. And then we already talked about the cycling. But yeah, I think I'm almost positive the 2-for-1 British Summerfest strength also had 2 other instructors that hopped in halfway through. I'm pretty sure somebody told me that. I don't know. I haven't taken those classes yet, but
you can't take them all.
I cannot.
Imagine how sore you'd be.
Imagine. I would probably be in a lot better shape. Maybe I should take them all. Maybe that should be my goal. Take all of the Peloton classes.
That seems dangerous.
It does.
Yeah.
Also impossible.
Yes. Scenic France classes are coming.
This is really fun. So Katie and Emma have been posting a lot about how they were going to the south of France together. And so there was a bunch of pictures and behind the scene content that came up, and we have no idea how to interpret that other than it's going to be scenic content.
Right.
So the view looks amazing. The posts look amazing. And it looks like it's going to be a vineyard area. There's lots of vineyards taking place in all these images. Maybe they just had a lot to drink.
Yeah.
We don't know. But we also saw that there was an injury that took place. And it also says that here in this article, I didn't write this one, that there are strength classes, like a floor-based strength class, and there appears to be at least two shoots per instructor because there were outfit changes according to what the instructors shared. Not to mention, Katie left before Emma, and the whole crew moved hotels and location. So maybe there's more than one location. There's a lot we don't know yet, but we are excited to find out.
Peloton is celebrating Global Running Day with classes at PSNY and PSL.
Oh, and more. So there's also going to be one in Australia and one in Toronto. So 4 events across the globe on Global Running Day, which is
Truly
appropriate.
Global.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
They're all 5Ks, and they are all things that you can do different paces. So you can, whoever you are, whatever speed you are, there's a place for you.
They got you.
I thought that was really cool. 4 different locations
for
all
sure.
at the same time. I've been wanting Peloton to do this for years, so it's
Yeah.
really cool to see it finally happen.
Tim Robards has some 2-for-1 classes.
He does. You might remember that when we first announced that Tim Robards was going to be a guest instructor, that they were recording all of the content and then it was going to be released over time. So we are still seeing that get released. These are not new classes, but they're new to us because they just got released. So there's a class with Susie and Tim as a running class, and then there's one with Jermaine, and they are doing strength together. So if you haven't gotten a chance to take those classes, now's your time.
Jocelyn Thompson-Rule has a June split program for you.
Yes, as again, we have talked about, she is every month this year putting together a split based on the previous month's classes. So she laid out in Instagram what June is going to look like based on May's classes. So if you're looking for some strength programming, Jocelyn has you covered.
Awesome. And then finally, Kirsten Ferguson's latest 60-minute hike is upon us at long last.
Yes. I believe this is only the 4th one she's ever done. I mean, it's pretty small.
Yeah.
60-minute hike is very small window of opportunity. But this took place on June 1st, 60 minutes. People were really excited about it. And I have heard nothing but great things about this specific class. 6 times. The 60-minute hike has only aired 6 times since it launched in 2024. And Kirsten has led more of them than any other instructor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Peloton birthdays.
We've got 2 birthdays for you this week. Cody Rigsby on June 8th and Asal Arion on June 9th. So happy birthday to both of you.
Happy birthday.
And now your sneak peek at Spin Wars, just a little 10-minute snippet.
15.
15, sorry, it was supposed to be 10 and I failed. I forgot. But 15-minute snippet of our interview with the director of Spin Wars, and you will get the full interview with all of its fascinating history nuggets in 2 weeks. So here you go.
Checking in with the Peloton community.
So joining us today via the magic of ZoomTube is Philip Byron. He's a 5-time Emmy Award-winning producer, which is only 6 more than I've won, and the director behind the upcoming documentary Spin Wars. He's currently the head of original content at Shadow Lion. Phil spent nearly a decade at the Spring Hill Company producing over 50 projects for networks like HBO, Netflix, Disney+. Also, the producer of the Broadway hit Titanic. Phil, welcome to the show. Phil or Philip?
Phil, thank you for asking.
Phil, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I hate when people call me Thomas,
Or
Yeah.
at least nobody calls you Tommy.
except for my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip, if you're angry with me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. We'll
you know,
go.
it is my name, and it just looks nicer typed out than Phil. But yes, you can call me Phil.
Okay.
And
Well,
thank you
thanks
for
for being here.
the lovely intro.
Well, it's so exciting to have you here and to get to know you. You know, as a person who has watched the Peloton community grow, even without all the backdrop of the flywheel, without Soul Cycle, there has been so much drama within just the Peloton world. And I know there's been a lot. I knew there was a lot with Soul Cycle and Flywheel. So when I saw that you were making this documentary, I was so excited to watch this. Like this is like I have been waiting for this moment for years to see this play out. And I have always thought it's fascinating because Marion is the person who did all the content at Peloton. So I was really like a little nervous, like where is this going to go? And is this going to make Peloton look bad? But let's start back at the beginning. What made you think this is a great story? I want to tell this story.
Yeah, I love it. So we have to go back to 2020, where a executive, Naomi Wright, who worked on my team at Spring Hill, came into one of our development meetings and was like, should we do a Soul Cycle documentary? Like the WeWork documentary had just come out. There was going to be one about HQ Trivia that was coming out. And, you know, all these kind of business rise and fall, nostalgia content plays were happening. So fun fact, I used to moonlight as an indoor cycling instructor, which we can get into. Yes. So I used to teach before work at 6:15 in the morning, you know, would just come into work like, I've already had my whole day going. I've already taught a class. Like, let's go. And so when she brought this up, I said, well, do you know about Ruth Zuckerman? Because I always thought that story of Ruth being a co-founder of SoulCycle, but then kind of getting, you know, erased from the narrative in the press was just crazy to me. And so, you know, called Ruth, and she very willingly was down to do it. And then we really like got into it. And that's then when we, you know, talked to Marion, who, you know, I think the two of them really represent what I've been calling like the godmothers of indoor cycling. And I know there's a lot of people who did it before them, and it was happening in gyms all over. One thing we talk about in the doc is like you're incentivized to bring people in. And so I think because I had a full-time job, I never got like in it. But yeah, you'd see like I would see like the person teaching after me like be like, Tom, why were you not in class yesterday? And I'm like, this is intense, like making Tom feel bad, like, but it's, you know, I don't know how the pay structure works at Peloton, but you know, we did another thing that is not in the doc. At Flywheel, it was all about these tiers, and I feel like I can say this because they no longer exist. R.I.P.
You really do.
I love Flywheel.
Yeah.
They would do tiers of if you had 1 to 17 people, you got paid this much. If you had 18 to 34 people, I'll just tell you all what I don't know if this was for everybody, but this is what it was for. Here's some exclusive
Ooh.
news. I'm like, I don't think there's any problem with me sharing this, but I do think it's interesting to think about it from like the business standpoint. So if you had 1 person to 17, you got paid $40. 18 to 34, you got paid $100. So right there, that's a pretty big increase.
Yeah.
And that was where, again, the incentivizing, if I looked and I had 17 people in my class, you better believe I was trying to find that 18th person.
Sure.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was odd that it's not prorated, right? That it should be like, and you get, after 17, you get $3 for each additional
So that
person,
is what I heard SoulCycle started to do, is they started doing it per bike. But I have to look back at the transcripts of some of these interviews. Like, I think it was like not as much as you'd think. It was like they got a base and then they got like 50 cents per bike or something.
Yeah, because like, if you're at 17, you're really incentivized to get that 18th. But if you're at 20,
30,
you're not incentivized at all.
35 to sold out, you got $200,
Oh, wow.
which to make $200 in an hour, pretty
Yeah.
freaking great.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and that was such an interesting thing to see of how are people getting people to come to their class, which is a lot about connection. And another thing that I keep talking about stuff that's not in the film. And now I'm answering your question, Crystal, as we're was about, these companies started to kind of rise with Instagram
Right.
and social media and the fact that you could slide into someone's DMs and be like, I mean, people would do this, be like, you okay, Crystal? Haven't seen you in class for a while.
They would do that
And
to
that,
their clients? Like the people, oh my gosh.
oh, yeah. And that I think is this weird, are you doing that because you actually care about Crystal's well-being?
Right.
Or are you doing that because it's the difference of you getting $40 or $100?
You need that 19th bike. Yeah.
Well, and then on the Soul Cycle side, I don't know if it was like this on the Flywheel side, but in the documentary you did talk about the fact that people who came in also, they were kind of treated, they were almost treated like they were celebrities and they wanted to be around those instructors. And it was also a popularity contest. The comment that was made was like, if you're not making them want to be you or have sex with you, then you're doing it wrong or something like that.
If they don't want to be you or fuck you, you're not doing it right.
Was there that kind of vibe at Flywheel too? Because that is one thing Peloton is not. Like I'm not.
No, I think Flywheel and Peloton were kind of similar types of people.
That's the gist I've always gotten. Okay.
Yeah. Because it was, it's funny because Ruth was a part of both Soul and Flywheel, and then Marion, was part of Flywheel for a moment and Peloton. And I think just the data piece, that's a different type of person. Like if you want to track your metrics and you want to compete with yourself or with other people, I just think that that's a different type of human than what Soul Cycle's thing was, like unplug and like find the beat and get lost in the music. And when I taught, I mean, again, and I've taken a lot of Soul Cycle classes, and friends would be like, I don't want to look at that tech pack and like have that in my face. Like I just want to get like lost and like cry to Coldplay. And I'm like, okay, like I think that's just, again, it's like a different thing. And Corey, who's in the doc, worked at Soul Cycle corporate and talks about that, about Peloton, coming to market and everyone at Soul Cycle like rolling their eyes at Peloton and being like, well, this is a different experience. It's going for a different type of person. But that was something, Ruth has always talked about, is Soul Cycle became this kind of like more exclusive thing. Like,
yeah,
are you cool riding in the front row? Who's allowed in the front row? Some instructors had lists of who could be in the front row.
What?
Yep.
No.
And Flywheel was very much, more of like inclusive, come as you are. And I think Peloton is similar.
I saw Soul Cycle for years because even here we had them in the middle of nowhere, and I never was attracted to their brand. It's like so anti who I am, and like you can feel the exclusive, you can feel it coming off of them in the same way you can, like you go into a mall and there used to be like Abercrombie and Fitch, and you could just feel that vibe coming off. And it's like, I've always just kind of rejected that sense. And so I had no interest in ever taking any of those classes. And it's funny to me that so many people were kind of like, oh, Peloton, what are you doing? Because I've always wanted to be an athlete. I've always wanted to exercise on a regular basis and be part of this thing. And it wasn't until Peloton came along that I actually felt included. I actually felt seen. I actually felt like, Oh, they get it in a way that I never had at any other
Mhm.
gym, any other location. And so I just, my body just rejects everything Soul Cycle. Like everything in that movie, everything in the documentary was just toward them. Just blah. At least after they
But I want to
became
say
like
for
that.
any listeners who maybe dabble or are also do Soul Cycle, like it again, like I think it tapped into something very
Definitely.
successfully that where people did everything, I guess, Crystal, that you kind of rejected. A
Yeah.
lot of other people, embraced. And I
Absolutely.
think what I also loved so much about Marion is her just ability to kind of acknowledge the success they did in terms of marketing and how she was like both annoyed by it, but also like good on you and like they figured it out. And I think that takes, a very humble human being to be able to kind of acknowledge and reflect that way on it. Because, at that era, and I lived in New York City like 2009, 10, and 11, like it was a thing uh, to be, bike for on a Saturday at 9:30. And, when I moved out to LA and my first job out here where it was like this big open office floor plan, I remember everyone's Outlook alarms going off on Mondays at 11:55. It was wild to book Soul Cycle. And I'm new to this company and trying to meet people. And you better believe I went to a Soul Cycle class with all the like fun, fit, cool girls at my company. And so there is something about the wanting to belong and feel seen, which is a big theme in the film. And I think the question becomes when you go in, do you drink the Kool-Aid? Do you lean in? Do you love the experience or do you not? And that is for you to decide where you find
Yeah.
your fitness experience.
Where are you going to land?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Phil, thank you so much for taking time and talking to us a little extra long. This has been fascinating. So just to recap, you're at the Tribeca Film Festival, but we don't know quite yet where this will land for those of us in flyover country.
We do not know yet, but
Okay.
Crossing my fingers, it's
shout
going
it
to go
out.
well.
Yeah, fingers,
Yeah.
cross the toes. But yes, it'll
Well,
be
you'll have to be sure.
since you said you have a lot of New York listeners,
Yeah.
it is June 9th, 10th, 12th, and 13th. You can just get a ticket on the Tribeca website. And yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Wonderful.
Awesome. And then when it hits broader, thinking positive.
Yes.
I learned that from one of the Peloton instructors.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll let us know so we can let people know.
I will let you know. And I appreciate
Okay.
you all
Awesome.
reaching out and even like talking about it early on. I had like a few friends send me your episode where you talked about this when it was announced.
So stoked. You just don't even
yeah.
know.
Yeah. And thank you for watching it. And yeah, tell people because I think.
And where can they find you and or the film on socials?
The film is Spin Wars Movie on Instagram. I am not on socials. I am on LinkedIn. You want to add me on LinkedIn?
You're such a grown-up.
I know. It's
like very grown up.
Yes. So please follow. That's where the news will be posted as well. We're going to start rolling out hopefully some more clips and things for people to see as we get closer to the festival.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Of course. Great to meet you all.
Thank you. Great to meet you too.
So if you enjoyed that, and I don't know how you couldn't, that was a fascinating, just him talking about how Soulfly and Flywheel instructors like
Soulfly?
Soulfly? Oh, that's a heavy metal band. They were a spinoff of the band Sepultura, so our metal listeners will understand exactly why my brain did that.
Okay.
But in fact, the lead singer of Soulfly, he had such a unique scream. They used him for the scream of the Mummy in the Brandon Fraser movie, The Mummies. That's actually the lead singer of Sepultura / Soulfly doing those screams.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyway, Soul Cycle. And Flysole.
Flywheel.
Sure. Flywheel and Schuster for our Marx Brothers fans. It was fascinating to hear the thought process to how they made money, and that when they would reach out to you, maybe it wasn't as altruistic or concern driven as you might have thought.
Yeah.
And I guess that's always true to some degree, and it could be both.
And I love that Phil had all of the experience of being an actual spin instructor to bring to this documentary.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool to hear his side of things too. So like, I feel like we got an extra behind the scenes, and there's more to come. So
For sure.
Definitely come back on June 19th and hear the whole thing. And hopefully you go get your tickets if you are in the tri-state area, because I'm telling you, it's
worth seeing.
It's worth seeing.
It's a
for
fun
sure.
watch.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's it for this one. Until next week, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Crystal D. O'Keefe. They can find me on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
And you can find me on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. Find the show online, facebook.com/clipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group. And of course, don't forget our Patreon. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep pedaling.
And running. Bye.